For us, the adhesive label is the communicative essence of a product, and it is very important to be able to define the right size. There is no standard format suitable for any bottle because, as you will discover in this video, it depends on the size and type of bottle you're going to use. Adhesive labels are a real marketing and communication tool which allows the consumer to get in touch with the product. They are a crucial component both in terms of design and in terms of packaging, and for this reason, they must be carefully designed without neglecting any detail. The potential of adhesive label sizes should not be underestimated. We can tell you with certainty that they affect your audience's purchasing process almost as much as design because they can attract their attention. So choosing the right format makes a difference. Depending on the format chosen, the information to be printed will be distributed differently on the surface with greater or lesser density. Beyond the general rules, what is essential for a label is it is aesthetically pleasing and that it can represent and differentiate your product on the market. For this reason, the format and size are important aspects, because if chosen correctly, they allow the label to be visible without being excessively bulky. We can say that the most classic format used is the rectangular one. Traditional, reassuring, and universally recognized, the rectangular format is not to be mistaken because it is versatile and suitable for any use. The square format is also used, the shape one or customized, or in less frequent cases, the circular shape is also adopted. For reference, we will be start to talking about the rectangular one and give all the formats available for different sectors like wine, beer, etc., so that you have a general guideline on the sizes depending on the actual container. Wine. If we talk about wine in the 75 centiliter format, the most classic, for example, we will have the Bordelaise bottle. The front label could be like 95 millimeters per 125 millimeters of height. The back label 60 millimeters per 90 millimeters is perfect. You can also have a binding label like a front and back single label of 235 millimeters with 90 millimeters of height. We also have the Borgognota bottle, which can have a front label of 105 per 90 millimeters, a back label of 60 per 90 millimeters is still fine, and a binding label, front and back single label of 255 per 90 millimeters. There's also the Renana bottle, which can have a front label of 80 per 80 millimeters. The square format is very strong on this type of bottles, and the back label a little bit smaller, 60 per 70 millimeters. A binding label, front and back single label, will be 255 per 80 millimeters of height. The traditional champagne bottle, the front label could be 100 millimeters per 130 millimeters of height, and the back label 50 per 65. For these wines, it is difficult to find the wrapping label because of their shape. We also have the Champagne Cuvée bottle. The front label could be 80 per 40 millimeters or 75 per 50 millimeters. And the back label, same as the front label, 80 per 40 millimeters or 75 per 50 millimeters. For these wines, smaller labels or labels with particularly shaped formats are appreciated. Customized. Since designing a wine label is like designing a tailored suit, if the bottle is personalized, the label must be also personalized in every aspect, especially the format. For all labels, bottles and sectors, my advice is to try to cut a sheet of paper to try to size it and actually apply it on the bottle. Only in this way, you will be sure that the size you have chosen is suitable for the type of bottle you have available. But let's talk about beer. If it comes to beer, you will find the long neck bottle, which is 33 centiliters. The most common type of bottle with a regular and cylindrical shape, characterized as the name implies by a long and narrow neck. We can suggest a binding label, front and back single label, 150 millimeters per 80 millimeters of height. The Steiny bottle, 25 centiliters. The typical shape of the Belgian beers is easily recognizable by its particular wavy neck. Binding label, front back single label, 180 millimeters per 80 millimeters of height. NRW, 50 centiliters. This typical half a liter format, often used for German beers, has a curved and sinuous shape with less narrow and more flared neck. This one can have a front and back label. The front label could be 85 millimeters per 95 millimeters and the back label 40 per 80 millimeters. It can also have a binding label of 225mm per 90mm of height. Let's talk about olive oil. If we talk about oil instead, the most common are Dorica or Roundabout. Front and back label for the 25cl will be 55mm of base and 95mm of height. Front and back label for 50cl, 75 per 125. Front and back for 75cl, 75mm per 125mm. The Marasca or square bottle. Front and back label for the 25cl format will be 42mm of width with 100mm or even 120mm of height. Front and back label for 50 centiliters, 48mm of width and 120 or 140mm of height. And the front and back label for 75 centiliters would be 60mm per 180mm of height. Liqueurs and spirits. The world of liqueurs and spirits, on the other hand, is so vast and customized that it is really difficult to provide standard formats from which to draw inspiration. As mentioned earlier, creating a label is like sewing a tailored suit and is therefore essential that it is designed following the bottle that it will dress. Mine will only be the indications that are a result of the experience gained over the years or helping people design their labels. I hope that you guys have found some useful information in this video. If you did, remember to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos about design and packaging. I'm Stefano, and as always, love you all. Ciao!